For this installment of Current Reflections on Student Stories, we're joined by Dr. David Yarlott, Jr., who is president of Little Bighorn College, as well as an alumnus of the college. Dr. Yarlott is a member of the Crow Tribal Nation and the Crow, Greasy Mouth, and Big Lodge clans. He was raised on the Crow Indian Reservation and is a fluent speaker of the Crow language. He enjoys participating in tribal customs, ceremonies, and traditions. Dr. Yarlott serves as chairman of the board for the American Indian Higher Education Consortium and the American Indian College Fund. He is also chair for the AIHEC Athletic Commission, the Montana Tribal College Presidents Association, and represents the United States on the Advisory Council for the World Indigenous Games, helping to develop and organize the first games in Palmas, Brazil in 2015. In his spare time, Dr. Yarlott and his wife Beth are ranchers, raising cattle and horses, as well as 2 grandchildren. He's a youth mentor serving as coach, organizer, advisor, and fundraiser for various youth activities. Thank you for joining us today, Dr. Yarlott.
Hi, I'm glad to be with you.
In a way, your career has come full circle. You are president of Little Bighorn College, but you also began your higher education there. Why did you choose to attend a tribal college?
I will say that I did start out at a state university, became homesick, withdrew, and came back home, and then started at another state university, and I finished a semester. And while I was home on a holiday, I helped my dad on the farm and tore a muscle in my back, which put me out of commission for about a month. And then from there, it was just too difficult to try to get caught up in the course, so I withdrew again. So I was home for about 3-4 years, and then I heard about Little Bighorn College starting up, being chartered as a tribal college. And out of curiosity, I came to check it out, and I ended up enrolling, being one of 13 students for its first quarter of course that was offered for Little Bighorn College. In that sense, I guess it's just a matter of trying to keep busy and out of curiosity, and maybe a way of continuing to advance my education.
Okay. What were some of the biggest challenges that you faced when you began your higher education?
I would say that culture shock to begin with at the university, going from a familiar surrounding into a university that I knew nobody at, and it just became quite lonesome. And then when I came to Little Bighorn College with so much activity, familiarity with the people, my biggest challenge was time management. How to continue my activities at home, activities in the community, and then also trying to work in my course schedule and my homework. So those were my biggest challenges.
And so as a student, what would you say were some of the greatest advantages of attending a tribal college?
I would say the smaller classes, knowing people by first name basis, knowing all the people that are in your class because they're all from the local area, being able to speak our own language and without having to, interpret, and then also being close to home, and also the culture. As a tribal college, one of the main things is maintaining our language and our culture, and that was permeated throughout the institution. So I guess that was one of the great advantages, but also, that being able to stay home. I think that was a big plus for me because being raised on a reservation, not going out per se, out of state in a sense, not into big communities, but just staying home with family and friends, that was a huge advantage for me.
So from student to president, how have tribal colleges changed over the past 40 years from your perspective?
If I was to say what might have been the biggest change would be the facilities. I recall that when Little Bighorn College first started out in a trailer house, a borrowed garage, and holding those courses, moving to an abandoned building with very little light fixtures, roof leaking. And I know that the other tribal colleges experienced similar things when they first started. And now we have state-of-the-art facilities, beautiful buildings, enough space. And then the other thing, what I would say is that the changes in technology. I remember when we first got our computer, and I remember those floppy disks that were about the size of a dinner plate that you have to slide in. It has those little punch holes in it. And then we had to sign up, wait in line to use those computers. And the maximum time that we could use them was 30 minutes. But now we have the state-of-the-art technology, computers, laptops, handheld devices, Wi-Fi, internet, all those things that make it convenient. So those would be the major changes that I've seen.
Okay, so it sounds like, things have definitely gotten technologically, up to speed or more convenient, as you said. So what would you say that tribal college students today, would you say that they face a different set of challenges? And if so, what are they?
Brad, I want to go back to that other question because something just came to mind, is that when I first started the colleges, I recall that the majority, if not all, faculty members were non-native. Now we see the majority on our campus, at least, it's the case is that the majority of our faculty are tribal members. So there has been a big change there too. Going on to your next question, that different set of challenges. I would say with the changes with technology, the challenges I think are in technology again. Sometimes they become distractions, where especially for in-person type classes, our students are so accustomed to fast-paced learning. Even in a class, they're distracted by their mobile device, their cell phones. And then if we're trying to teach online courses, for many of our students, they don't have access to that Wi-Fi or the internet at home. And so it's those kinds of challenges that our students face now. The things that they want to learn, they want to learn right now, not sit in class for 50 minutes or an hour. So the challenge for them is to stay focused, try to lessen the distractions, and then make sure that they understand that it's these kinds of learning skills that are going to get them by into the future.
So for students who are juggling multiple responsibilities, and lots of tribal college students do, what advice can you offer regarding persistence, retention, and success?
I would say that nothing has really changed over the years in that sense, and that would be setting goals and multiple goals, short-term, mid-term, long-term goals, and then also having plans for those with the understanding that life happens and sometimes those plans need to change, but keeping the end goal in sight. What is it that you want to accomplish? Is it a associate's degree? Is it a bachelor's degree? Maybe a master's or a doctorate? But also understand whatever your goal is, working backwards. What are those steps and what do you need to take in order to get to those places? And that requires time, commitment. And one thing I always share with our students is that one thing that nobody can ever take away from you is that piece of paper that says that you have accomplished an educational goal in a degree, in that diploma. They can take away your houses, they can take away your cars, but one thing they can't take away is your education. So that is one thing that I always remind our students.
Yeah. Okay, well, I just have one more question. Can you offer any other words of advice for travel college students today?
I would say take pride in yourself. Build up your self-confidence. Establish those goals. And once you have that goal in mind, persevere. You may have some setbacks. There might be some missteps, but pick yourself back up and continue to strive, persevere for that goal. Like I said earlier, those things you can't take away. And always remember, nobody else will pat you on the back. Pat yourself on the back, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward.
Okay, well, great words of wisdom and advice, and thanks again for joining us. And we hope to see you soon.
Well, we hope so too. Hopefully, this COVID will go away so we can all see each other in person instead of talking on the phone or email or what have you.
I know. I miss seeing everyone. So hopefully sooner rather than later.
Yes, I agree.
All right. Take care.
All right. Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.